intent. Is this wrong?
Governor Reagan, you're on record as having supported the Senator Goldwater when he was running for president. One of the things he said was extremism was about extremism and liberty. Now, how do you see any essential difference between saying this and as Stokely Carmichael saying to hell with the laws of this country, and those two sayings as extreme, I mean, as each, and they're both extreme. And when you talk about Red China giving up some of its hostile sayings, would you give up this saying, which is patently hostile?
Well, I don't think there was anything hostile in what he said. Actually, I could have questioned whether that was the time and place to say it. He was paraphrasing a very famous remark that goes back, I guess, to Cicero. And what he was paraphrasing...
Indeed.
He was paraphrasing in that statement the idea of all-out defense of virtue, all-out defense of liberty, and that there was, I would think that a soldier who died in World War II fighting Hitlerism had gone all the way out in his defense of what we believe to be right and moral, virtuous, and certainly in defense of freedom. Now, to turn this...
Excuse me, sir, could you substitute communism for virtue, and you see the deadlock which it would produce? You think something is good, he thinks something else is good. You want him to give up some of his hostile views. You are not prepared to move back 1 inch from yours.
May I ask...
Your goodwill,
all right, wait a minute. Let me ask you one question. I could almost guess the answer, but I know what the answer is in my own heart, and that of people who will really weigh this. At the end of World War II, one nation in the world had unprecedented power, had not suffered any damage to its industrial complex, had the greatest military force the world had ever seen put together, the United States. The rest of the world was war-weary. The United States also had the only bomb that had been demonstrated. We had the atomic bomb, that great weapon. Now, the United States disarmed. The United States made no effort to impose its will on the rest of the nation. Can you honestly say in your heart that had the Soviet Union been in the comparable position with that bomb, or today's Red Chinese in a position with that bomb and with that great military force, that the world would not today have been conquered by that force?
Don't forget that the Soviet Union, which fought the war, is not the Soviet Union which is here now. And in any case, there is no comparison, really. How can you give an answer to such a purely hypothetical question?
No, I'm saying this as an evidence of the proof. We're talking, we were supposed to, on this program, no, we were supposed to be talking about the image of America. And I would like to point out how consistent this was with our past, of no aggressive intent at a chance when for the first time perhaps in all of world's history there was a nation with the power to have done it. You know, perhaps one day history might record that we goofed, that was the time when the United States should have said to everyone, lay down your arms and then we'll lay down ours.
Albert, we have a representative of the Soviet Union here, Vladimir Perenosov.
It seems to me that it is very strange to hear from you that America, the only country who used to have an atomic bomb and didn't use it against another countries. It seems to me that it isn't a very good idea to say so. We now have a lot of armaments. We now have a lot of people. But we are not going to use this armament, these people, against America or against another countries. And it seems to me that America, who did take part in the last war, and the Soviet Union did take part in the last war. And if we say, for example, about the America who gave a lot to finish the war with Hitler, with Germany, we can speak about that from the Soviet point of view. But we don't boast about that. It isn't necessary to do that, I think so.